Welcome to the launch of the Martin Mach 1, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. We are extremely excited to show you what we've been working on, so let's get started. This is the Mach 1, a completely new moving edge in Martin's Mach range. The Mach 1 is the most compact and lightweight fixture in its class, featuring a narrow, high-intensity beam usually only seen on bigger and heavier fixtures. When zooming out, it transforms into a beautiful soft-edge wash light with an elegant Fresnel lens. The lens is complemented with unique backlight effect, giving additional looks and effects. Whether you use it as a compact light that fits literally everywhere, or as part of a bigger look with hundreds in a matrix or creative layout, the Mach 1 will amaze you with its beautiful wash, punchy beam and appealing backlight effect. Let's take a closer look and explore what makes the Mach 1 such a unique fixture. As you can see, the fixture is extremely compact, thereby allowing for discrete placement on stage or anywhere in the rig. With a weight of just 4 kilograms or 9 pounds, this facilitates easy handling and reduced environmental impact during transport. When using the fixture in larger quantities, they can be placed really closely together. At the heart of the fixture, you find a single custom LED composed of red, green, blue and lime, giving a beautiful spectrum of light with impressive CRI, TM30 and TLCI metrics. The Fresnel lens in the front projects a beautiful soft-edge wash with zero color artifacts. For an even softer edge, the fixture comes with a soft lens accessory included in the box, which snaps onto the fixture without requiring any tools. Mounting points for third-party beam control accessories, such as top hats and concentric rings, are also provided. Like any Martin Mach fixture, the Mach 1 is fully calibrated in our factory for optimal fixture-to-fixture consistency and accurate calibrated color temperature control from the lighting console. An additional tint or plus-minus green channel makes it easy to adjust the white balance without affecting the color temperature. When you pull the zoom to narrow, the Mach 1 turns into a punchy beam fixture with high intensity and close to zero stray light. The low weight and advanced motor control enable very fast movements, and the impressive acceleration creates the most snappy movements. The fast and responsive movements continue in the zoom system, featuring a radical zoom pulse effect. A unique backlight effect brings the Fresnel lens to life with a wide variety of looks. Further explore the creative possibilities by combining the backlight with the main beam, or by using the zoom system to alter the appearance of the backlight. The 24 LEDs in the backlight can obviously be controlled individually using DMX, the more than 200 built-in FX macros, or video mapped through the P3 and the P3 mix channel. The base of the Mach 1 is extremely small but features all the essentials. Power in and through, DMX in and through, and network in and through supporting ArtNet, streaming ACN and Martin P3. The network ports are obviously fitted with Martin's fail-safe bypass technology, so that a single fixture being powered down does not take down the rest of your network. Just like on the bigger Mach fixtures, the display is battery powered, allowing for setup and configuration before powering up the rig. On the bottom you'll find a single Omega clamp attachment point and 2 threaded holes. Martin also offers a 4-bar accessory to easily deploy the fixture in large quantities. Daisy chain cables can be integrated nicely onto the 4-bar, and 2 fully assembled 4-bars fit into the same flight case as 8 single fixtures. The grid mount ring accessory can be fitted onto the base of the fixture and allows fixtures to be combined in lines or matrices using a toolless interlock system. This system is fully compatible with the Martin Vitomic Bolt and Vitomic Dot fixtures, allowing creative pods of light to be created with minimal effort. And as the Mac 1 is extremely lightweight, you can create radical designs without worrying about the rigging weight. So there you have it, the Martin Mac 1. An extremely compact and lightweight fixture, providing snappy beams, a beautiful wash, and an additional layer of lens backlight looks. Whether you use it as a compact wash light that fits truly everywhere, or as part of a bigger look with hundreds of fixtures in a matrix or creative layout, the Mac 1 will amaze you. Hello and welcome again. We hope this first part of the launch gave you a good introduction of what the Martin Mac 1 is all about. Right now, we would like to open up for questions, so please use the Q&A function in Zoom to type in your questions, and my colleague Peter will sort them out for me and make sure that I answer as many questions as we can possibly do today. So please start typing your questions. For those who are looking forward to see the product in real life, later this week, the product will be shown at the LDI trade show in Las Vegas. So there you can see the product with your own eyes if you happen to be around. Peter, have any questions come in?
Yes, indeed. So we actually have questions starting to come up here.
Great.
They're rolling in actually here. So first here, how much power does it take?
So the LED in the middle is a 120 watt custom red, green, blue lime LED. The total fixture power is around 160 watt. So very low power consumption means you can daisy chain a lot of fixtures on a single power line indeed.
Okay. Then are these fixtures available for purchase now?
Yes, they are available for purchase from Martin directly or from our regional distributors around the globe. The factory is actually starting production next week. We have the first ones being produced next week. So from early January, the first ones will be available in our warehouses. So yeah, we're getting ramped up and it will very soon be in your hands.
Okay. Then there's another one here. What is the output of the fixture?
So the output, it comes down to two things. You either have the luminous flux. So this fixture has an output of 2,400 lumen. To put that in perspective, it's the output that a product like the Mac 101 used to have. It's a little bit above a product like the Martin Rush MH6, or more comparable as well, is around 2/3 of the power of the original Mac Ara, the non-XB version. So it's our smallest product with our smallest output, but still very impressive output for a small fixture. But then it actually really shines as a beam as well, because when you pull the zoom to narrow, you get a beam of around 300,000 candela. So that's actually the beam intensity, if you look at other fixtures in our portfolio, that you normally see from bigger 7x40 watt fixtures. So in beam, it's highly efficient and quite, beating the beam intensity of fixtures that are actually sitting a class above this one. So very efficient on the narrow beam indeed.
Yeah. Then there's one here. This is more in regards to the control.
Yeah.
What are the DMX channel options?
Yes, so the fixture has 4 modes. The first one is the compact mode at 20 channels. The second one is the basic mode at 36. The basic mode gives you control over the backlight effect, the effects macros, and the P3 mix channels. And then we have the extended mode at 108 channels that gives you 24 times RGB on top of basic for the backlight effect as well. So that's the first 3 modes. We also have a compact direct mode. That's a special mode specifically for theater, because in that mode you have direct control over the red, green, blue, and lime emitters if you prefer the color mixing to be done by the desk instead of the fixture itself figuring out the optimal balance. So 4 modes, 20, 36, 108, and 20 for the compact direct. The modes are actually one-to-one comparable with the Mac RXIP. So if you want to have a quick look, just look at the Mac RXIP. It's a one-on-one copy of that fixture with some minor differences.
Then there's something about the power connection. Is it a true 1 power connection?
Yes, it's a Nutric True 1. for power. And of course, there is the daisy chain because, as mentioned, the power consumption is really low, so you can go really crazy on the daisy chaining with this little bad beast.
Yeah. Then we had one DMX challenge. We went around that already.
Yeah.
Is this a moving head version of the Video Atomic Bolt?
It has some similarities to the Video Atomic Bolt. The Video Atomic Bolt had a similar Fresnel design. Of course, that fixture does not have a zoom function. But yes, you could see it as a moving version of the Bolt, despite this having quite a few different features. It zooms down to 4 degrees, so a much more punchy beam than the Bolt, where the Bolt is more a blinder / strobe fixture. But they kind of work really nice together as well, because as you saw in the first part of our launch, the Mach 1 fits in a grid mount frame where you can mix it with a Bolt in a mixed matrix, so you can combine them together into a wall or lines of fixtures indeed.
Okay, then I have another question here. What are the pan and tilt speed ranges? So there's also a related question also about how fast it is on pan and tilt.
Yeah, so as you might have seen in the video, just to be clear, in the video, the movements you see were not speeded up in the post-edit. It was the actual speeds. So it is by far the fastest moving head from Martin that we've ever done. Even compared to something like a Mach 101, it beats it massively. Also, the zoom is 0.3 seconds to get from narrow to wide. So really snappy zoom pulse effects are possible as well. We have not yet measured the final speeds with the final firmware, which we'll of course do and put in the GTF file if you want to know the exact timings of pan and tilt. But rest assured, it's the fastest Mach in the range.
Then there's something coming to the control thing. So can I have DMX control of movement and main beam at the same time as the backlight is controlled from P3?
Yes, yeah, that's really good question. So absolutely, if you feed ArtNet or streaming ACN into the P3 controller, and then from the P3 controller use a P3 network to this fixture, you can indeed control movements, zoom, main beam, backlight from the console, and then use video on the main beam or the ARA. So for both the middle LED and the LEDs around, you can, from the console, decide, am I controlling the colors, or is this coming from video via the P3 controller? So you really get the best of both worlds. If you do console P3 fixture, then you really do video and console control in a hybrid way, as with many other fixtures. So definitely check that one out.
Okay. What about fan noise?
Fan noise, I actually got the final noise measurement just in today. So it's 26 dB in regulated mode and 23 dB in the ultra-low theater modes. Looking at the other fixtures, our most quiet fixture so far was products like the Encore or the Mach Aura PXL. This one still sits around 6 dBs below the Mach Aura PXL, so it's barely any noise. There's actually only fans in the head, no fans in the base. It's a tiny base, but by far the most quiet fixture. So not only for those big matrices, it's a great fixture, but also for theater use, TV studios, low ceiling heights, anything close to people, it's a damn quiet fixture.
Then there's a couple of questions about the price point, where it's kind of like sitting. Is it like a high-end like or close to watch the Rush series?
Yeah, so the pricing, of course, varies per region, different currencies and all of that. So I won't go into specific pricing, but just to give you an idea, this is the smallest Mach, obviously also the most affordable Mach. So in terms of pricing, it sits quite far below the Mach Aura XB, which is the cheapest in the Mach range today. So yeah, it's really at the low end of the Martin Mach range, so quite a bit below the Mach Aura XB, just to give you a reference. But definitely reach out to your local Martin salesperson or Martin distributor, and they have the price already available if you want the full details.
Okay. Then there's a question about the power and DMX cables. Is that something we sell, or do we, send people to third party for?
No, so yeah, we do sell power cables, indeed, but most of the other cables, like the DMX or the network ones, we do not sell. However, when you use the fixture on the 4-bar, there is a recommended length, so you can route the cables nicely on the 4-bar. And also when you use the cable in the grid mount ring system, there's a preferred cable length, so you have a really nice clean routing with minimal slack on the cables. So the length of that ideal cable for 4-bar and grid mount will be on our website. So if you use a fixture on 4-bar or grid mount, definitely check out the Martin website for the recommended length to have a clean routing in those two use cases.
There's a question regarding, I think maybe we already talked a bit about the size of the fixture, but does it compare more to like Aura XP, XIP, or an Air 150?
No, it's smaller than everything you mentioned, Peter.
Yeah.
I do not have an Aura XB next to it, but if you look on the website right now, there's actually a picture on the website of the Mac 1 next to the Mac Aura XB. Just from my memory, the Mac Aura XB is about this high. So it's about 5 centimeters or 2 inches for our US colleagues, lower than the Mac Aura XB. So it is really the smallest one. And even compared to an Air 150, it's also sitting quite a bit below the Air 150, which is about here. So it is the smallest one of all of them, yes.
Yeah. Does the fixture ship in a rubber boot? So I think maybe, yeah, some questions also about the flight case option and how it's shipping.
Yeah, so you can buy the fixture in 2 options. We have the rubber flight case SIP, so that's a dual SIP, fits 2 fixtures. If you buy the fixture in the SIP, you can either also buy the flight case from us or make your own flight case, which of course, if you get the SIP from us, is very easy to do. It's just a square wooden box, really. But you can also buy more for install work, obviously, the product in without the rubber flight case SIP, just in cardboard. And what's new is something we're introducing with the Mac 1. We're no longer putting any foam around the fixture in the cardboard box. So we're now doing a cardboard pulp packaging, fully recycled material, can also be recycled afterwards. So if you buy it in cardboard, there's no foam or plastic involved in the packaging. This is something we're starting with the Mac 1, and we will roll out to more Martin products really soon. So we're also thinking about the environment by being smarter about the packaging there.
Yeah, then there's something about outdoor rating. So is it IP65?
No, so this fixture, unlike the Mac Aura XIP, which we launched just last year, this fixture is not rated for outdoor use in the rain. We did strongly consider to make it outdoor rated, but it quickly grew in terms of size and weight, which then tremendously affected the speed of this product. And as we really want to keep this fixture lightweight, compact, and fast, we concluded if we make it outdoor, it's going to lose all of that unique appeal. So we decided not to go ahead and keep sticking to the concept we had with a really small, really fast, really lightweight fixture.
So in terms of the zoom range, can you maybe recap on the zoom from narrow to
yes?
wide?
So in beam angle, so half peak, it's from 4 degrees to 21. In field angle, so 1/10 peak, it goes from 6 to 27. What you also get with a fixture, as you saw me explain earlier as well, is you get a soft lens included in the box. When you click on the soft lens, the zoom range, of course, expands further. So you get a wider wash out of the fixture as well.
And then, yeah, I have a couple of questions on the pan and tilt. Is it infinite or like 360 degrees on pan and tilt?
No, it's not. It's not infinite pan and tilt. It's 540 on the pan and 240 on the tilt. So a really good pan tilt range. We decided not to make it infinite. But on the pan and tilt, it also does have pan tilt limits. So if you're placing it in a really compact, tight space and you want to limit the movements, we have pan and tilt so it doesn't start hitting things. So we do have that function as well, despite the fixture being small.
Then there's a question more family related. Is there coming more products in the Mac 1 family, or this like a one-off?
There's a lot of stuff in my head. And of course, we're looking at other members of this family, but nothing has really been decided. But we, of course, now that we made such a compact fixture, we are looking at potential other products as well. Yes. And as it's probably not a surprise for anybody, Martin is always working on new fixtures. So yes, there will always be something coming.
Yes. How long does the battery last for the display?
The battery for the display, it's the same as we use in other Mac products. It's between 18 months and 2 years, and before the battery runs out under typical usage conditions. And of course, that battery can be replaced by simply opening the bottom lid of the product.
And then a related question is more about the menu structure. Does that match the structure we have in the XIP?
Yes, the menu structure is the same as all the other Macs. It's the same layout, same everything. So anybody who's worked with any Martin moving head before will immediately feel familiar. It's the same across other products like a Mac Aura XIP or a Mac Aura PXL. Of course, not Mac Aura XB, which had the tiny display on the back of the head. So it's in line with the modern Macs.
The video showcased a 4-bar.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that, and does it fit into the flight case?
Yes, so we do offer a 4-bar because this fixture is such a lightweight, compact fixture. It's really easy on a 4-bar. It's still very manageable. So the 4-bar obviously fits 4 fixtures. It fits it at 30 centimeter intervals, or about 1 foot intervals. The nice thing on the 4-bar is the cables. There's a cable tray on the 4-bar, so you can keep the daisy chain cables nicely tucked away on the 4-bar and leave them on. The 4-bar with cables, daisy chain cables attached, fits inside the same flight case. So our flight case either fits 2 fully assembled 4-bars or 8 single fixtures. And then the 4-bar for rigging, it has 1 clamp in the middle that can't be moved and 2 clamps that can slide to avoid diagonal bracing in the truss. So you can always hang it where you want just by moving those 2 clamps. The 4-bar also has a clip system. So if you do a continuous line of 4-bars, they slide into each other, so they're perfectly aligned in each direction and also angled perfectly. So if you do like 16 fixtures in a line, the 4-bars go into each other. Really nice there as well. And the last thing on the 4-bar, the 4-bar also has integrated feet. So if you're putting this as a 4-bar on the floor behind the DJ, behind the drum riser, you just flip the feet open, and then you have a floor mount 4-bar of Mac 1 fixture. So really handy with a 4-bar to easily deploy it in large quantities. So instead of hanging the fixtures one by one, you're now hanging them in blocks of 4, and wiring between those 4 is already done on the bar. So it goes a lot faster if you use the 4-bar, even obviously.
Then it's about REM. Does the fixture support REM?
Yes, of course. Why would any modern fixture not do REM?
True. Here's another one that has to do with refresh rates. Let me just see where did it go. So it's really like, so it's about, are you able to adjust the refresh rate of the LEDs?
Yeah, so the default refresh rate has been, of course, chosen for all typical camera shutter rates to not cause any bending or flickering. But we do have a dedicated DMX channel where you can tweak the LED frequency up and down. If you happen to see any bending with specific non-standard camera settings, there is an easy-to-access dedicated DMX channel just to dial up or down the LED refresh rate a little bit to get rid of any bending or flickering you may see. So we do have that exposed on the DMX layout.
Then there's a question regarding the ring mount accessory.
Yeah.
Is this designed to work with other Martin products? And in case, which ones?
Yeah, so this ring mount accessory, which kind of fits, I would love to show, but they're all in a truck to LDI right now. So it mounts on the base, and then it gives the same locking points as you see on the Martin Video Atomic Bolt. So if you have a look at that product, it's the same system. So you can actually create a line or a matrix of fixtures, and that can be just a line of Mac 1 fixtures or matrix of Mac 1, or a mix of Mac 1 and Video Atomic Bolt and Video Atomic Dot fixtures in the same matrix. As you saw in the video, and definitely check out the website to go look at the video one more time. There's a lot of different examples where we created lines of fixtures with that ring mount adapter. We've also did a wall, just a 4x4 matrix, and we also did a 5x5 matrix with some atomic bolts in the middle. So it kind of works together with all the Video Atomic Bolt dot products as well. And of course, if we see the market really likes this idea of this grid mount solution, we will expand this system with other products that are compatible. But it's for you in the market to decide if you like this kind of approach of locking products together and quickly creating matrices or creative layouts. We will more than happily give you more tools in that system.
Yeah. And this grid mount ring, does it fit into the flight case?
We decided to make the flight case not fit the fixture with the grid mount. It would have made the flight case way much bigger than it is right now. So you would need to take them off to put in the flight case, or have a special flight case where the grid mount can stay on. The grid mounts can also travel in the spares compartment in the flight case. And if there's interest from the market, we also could look into making a bigger flight case which fits the fixture with the grid mount adapters on it. It really depends what the market wants. We also think that maybe when it's in the grid mount, many will transport the system on dollies and not put it all the way back in the flight case. So we really like to hear your feedback there, and we can definitely look at further options there.
Then a little bit back to the control thing.
Yeah.
When will the GTF file be available?
Yes, the GTF file, it's 90% done. I just need to update the 3D model. So somewhere over the next week, you will see the GTF file on the GTF share, and also in the Martin companion app, where you also automatically find all the Martin made GTF files. So a few days of patience and the file will be there. And of course, then any software that uses GTF, you can immediately patch a Mach 1 and start playing. Nice to know we will have GTF files for both the fixture, the 4-bar, and the grid mount ring. So if you want to go build in Vectorworks or MA3, you can actually have all the building blocks as GTF models from Martin.
There's a couple of more questions here coming regarding the outputs. I don't know, did you answer what is the lumen output?
Yes, yeah, we did answer that one. Yeah,
I think we had that one. Yes. Then there was another one down here. Yeah, does it have an integrated test mode?
Yes, it has a built-in self-test mode, which you can trigger from the menu, or you can also trigger from Martin Companion. Just hit like self-test, and it does an entire self-test sequence on its own, just like more recent Macs have, like XIP, Ultra, PXL. Yeah.
So it's a very compact fixture. Is this the lightest Martin fixture?
It is the lightest moving Martin fixture, yes, with only 4.4 kilograms, 9.7 pounds. We do have lighter fixtures, like some of our architectural fixtures or the atomic dot, but they are not moving. So in the moving category, yes, it's the lightest, and quite by far, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we are, let's see if we have more here. The 4-bar, I don't know if you mentioned that, but can it be hung vertically?
Yes, the 4-bar can also be hung vertically. Yes. Because everybody loves, well, those who remember with parkans, you would of course hang them vertically and create all kinds of nice beam patterns, and now they can move, which parkans couldn't.
Yeah, I think we are kind of covering the questions that's coming in here. Then there's a new one here. Has the self-tapping screws usage or design changed to prevent the cracking issues commonly found on a like 101 head?
Yes. Some of the engineers who worked on the Mach 101, is it 15 years ago now, are still here, and they of course have learned from the plastic cracking. So yes, we do not make the same mistakes again. And given it's the same engineers here in Denmark that did this fixture, all the learnings have of course been taken into account. Yeah.
Very good. Is the fixture fast to start up from both to receiving DMX? So like the boot up time, really? The
boot up time, I have not really measured it myself with a chronometer. So on par with other Macs, I would say. Of course, not like a performance moving it with a lot of effects where all of these effects need to be initialized. So comparable to a Mac Aura PXL or a Mac Aura XIP. But I'll measure it and I'll make sure I'll document it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's another question regarding the flight case. So the 8-unit flight case, is that truck pack size?
Yes, the flight case is standard 58 by 1.20 meters. So it's the most standard size you can have. So 4 next to each other or 2 across. So standard, yes.
So this mounting frame, how is it attached to the product?
Yeah, so the mounting frame, as you might have seen in the video briefly, you slide it over the head and it goes with 4 screws down onto the base. It's a screwed connection mainly for safety. We didn't want to rely on anything else here. So it just slides on, fits on the base. And then you can start hanging the fixture without using any of the clamps on the base. It just locks together like an atomic bolt would with a toolless interlock system. Yeah.
I think we are coming to an end with the questions.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any more questions, so the product page should be live, so you can go to our website at www.martin.com. There you will find the Mach 1 and all the specs, specifications, more pictures. You will also see a picture of this one next to an Aura XB if you want to get some idea of the relative size. And and more information will be available there. Of course, feel free to reach out to your local Martin representative. For more questions, they can always reach out to me with any questions there might be about this product. And if I happen to see you at one of our trade shows in the near future, of course, feel free to approach me and ask me anything you want to know about the new Martin Mach 1. So have any other questions come in?
There was actually, yeah.
Yes, okay, let's take one more.
So is it an omega connection to the 4-bar?
No, no. So there is an omega connection on the fixtures. If you just hang a fixture on its own, there's an omega bracket there. But to the 4-bar, it's two bolts directly into the base of the fixture. Reason is we wanted to get the fixture really flush with the bar. We didn't want to have another omega and more height building up. We want to keep it as low profile as possible. So that's why it is bolts straight into the fixture there.
Cool.
Yeah, that was it.
I think it's it for now, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we would like to thank you for taking the time to join us today and have a first look at the Martin Mach 1. We hope you really like what our team here has created for you, and we hope this gives you, as our designers, our customers, a lot of creative possibilities with the Mach 1. So thank you once again, and hope to see you soon.